Hello everyone and welcome to another video by Centipede Geek. Today I'm going to discuss my thoughts and opinions upon the animated Comedy Central television series with the name of Futurama. I'm going to talk about part 2, or the second half of season 7, with the name of episode 23, titled Game of Tones. And without any further ado, let's go into it, shall we? What we have going on in episode 23, titled Game of Tones, for the Futurama television animated series, is we have, of course, just as in the last episode, we have Fry, our main character, and he is hearing this deep noise, and I'll do kind of a paraphrase of that deep noise. Imagine this noise a lot deeper, though, and it kind of goes like this. Do-do-do-do. But that noise is a lot deeper than that, and they keep hearing this noise. Not only is Fry hearing that, but the entire Futurama, TV series delivery crew, the entire delivery crew is hearing this noise. Little do they know that there is actually a ship coming towards Earth, and it's actually causing the apocalypse, pretty much. The entire planet Earth and the solar system is crackling, buildings are falling. You have this crazy stuff happening because of this noise. So it's a great concept, by the way. One of the best things in this episode, they actually have to make Fry dream back to an earlier point in time because he recognizes this noise. He has to dream in order to find out where he first heard this noise. If he can find out where he first heard this noise, they can stop the apocalypse, the earth from cracking under their feet, and that's pretty much the gist. Finding the noise and saving the earth. That's the gist of episode 23, titled Game of Tones, for the Comedy Central animated television series with the name of Futurama. Overall, my thoughts and opinions of episode 23 on Comedy Central's Futurama. Overall, I really loved it. I enjoyed it. I have been saying that a lot, using the exact same words, actually, with the actual, Futurama episodes. And I have to say, there's no other way to say it. I am loving the episodes. They're just great. Obviously they're always referencing stuff. I don't know if they always, I heard that they don't always do that, but recently they've really been doing that. It seems like every episode has a great little reference to it. Obviously the title of this episode is referencing to one of the, big, series, I believe, on the HBO channel for the satellite companies, by the name of Game of Thrones, and the title of this episode is Game of Tones. Obviously, they couldn't have called it Thrones because of, copyright reasons and that stuff. But they called it Tone. I'm sure they probably could have, but they called it Tones because of the tone they were hearing. There is also another obvious reference. I'm not for sure if it's a legit reference, but it seems as if they're referencing the Rob Zombie film that came out earlier, that actually came out on DVD today, I believe, and it came out on video on demand earlier in the year with the name of Rob Zombie's film, The Lords of Salem. I'm not for sure if they're actually referencing that, but in the film they hear a very similar tune, and that they hear a very similar tune. It's played on a piano. Where towards the end of this episode, Fry plays this on a piano. And maybe I'm looking too deep into things. Maybe I'm looking a little too far into it. But then this spaceship comes towards him, and it looks kind of like the Colosseum scene. If you've seen The Lords of Salem, I don't want to say too much if you haven't seen it. I don't know if I reviewed it. If I have, watched my review. Otherwise, just keep watching. I'm not sure if I reviewed it. Anyways, let's not get sidetracked. So there's a scene where the spaceship looks kind of like a Colosseum, and it's kind of like the scene where, Satan, little midget dwarf version of Satan, whatever it is standing on top of the stairs, and the 2 or 3, 4, however many, the 2 tentacles come out of his arms, and it's the scene where it seems like he impregnates the girl with the 2 tentacles, and that kind of reminded me of that, just because of the that coming towards Earth. Maybe I'm looking too far into things with the Colosseum spaceship, but definitely it seems that the sound reference may have been a definite reference because of the sound reference. It may have been a definite reference to Rob Zombie's film earlier this year titled The Lords of Salem. I'm not for sure if it was, but if it was, that's a great reference. Either way, it's a great concept. Either way, it's a great writing. The best moment in this episode, every episode of this season has some sort of sentimental, emotional, and as I always say, compassionate value. And the sentimental moment in this episode, I love when they do it. Futurama doesn't always do it. There's only been one episode that hasn't done it, and it was one of the ones with Bender. But the episode, and I believe it was the country singer episode. It may have not have been that one, but I believe it was that one that didn't have sentimental. And I brought that episode a little down a little more because I love when they have that sentimental, good writing. But like I said, this episode is a great concept. I just love the concept. I love the premise. It's really cool. The setting and all that, just such great stuff. Best moment was him dreaming. Really funny. I got lots of chuckles, not laugh out loud laughing, but lots of chuckles. He puts on these diaper pants and allows him to dream. He goes back to the dream, in his dream, and is able to meet the dream version of his parents. No, it's not the real version. No, it's not their real selves, but it allows him to have, kind of a one last moment with, his parents. And I love that because when he was first transported to the future, in the year, whatever it was, 1,000 years, 100 years, however long it was, 3,000 years in the future, when he was transported to the future, he never got to have that last moment. And I love the concept of him, going back in that dream, having that moment, one last moment with his parents, and overall, it was a great episode for season 7. The entire series, unless it gets picked back up, it probably won't because of the events happening in episode 26 of the second half of season 7. The way the series is building, it seems like it might be it. But I love how they modeled this in the very last season of the last season of the of Comedy Central's television series with the name Futurama. And I love how they put that there. I love the whole sentimental values, the scenes he has with the brother, his mother and father, the dog. And you also find out how, the reason why he was sent back in time in the first place. That little black cat, from what I understood, that black cat, accidentally pushed on the desk when he was looking at Fry's character. He got pushed back in the frozen machine, or whatever. He got pushed back, not the frozen machine, in the time machine. The time machine played that noise, which had a critical effect in this episode, and I love the way it just really wrapped things up. We now know why Fry was sent in the future. We kind of know why this series was put into place in the first place, and overall, it just wrapped things up really nicely. I love how I put that little clue in there towards the end, and it just made this show a lot better than it already previously was. Definitely one of the best episodes in season 7. Anyways, once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek for my Comedy Central anime television series review for Futurama, episode 23, Game of Tones, for the second half of season 7, or part 2. Once again, thanks for watching another video by Centipede Geek. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to my page below, and I'll see you guys later with more videos by Centipede Geek.